going in depth for into the two breakouts. So in the patient's involvement, we touched upon the fact that who else than the patient has the best experience and expertise on managing their condition and their disease. Actually, that the involvement of patients brings a new focus in education and shifts the focus on the quality of life as well. That is a very important angle. We also talked about the fact that patients bring a lot of importance on looking at the real needs of patients and the communities that the healthcare should serve. We also talked a little bit about the practical steps, so how to start involving patients and how we can make the first step really. So we've heard good examples from one participant about the fact that they cooperated very closely with a patient organization. They even fund the patient organization to help them function and to help them keep their independence as well. And that's kind of the first source of meaningful involvement of patient in medical education. But also we talked about one example of reaching out to the clinicians and to the physicians that they have contacts with patients, and that can be also a good source of patients. I talk as well, I use these words of source of patients, but you need to start somehow. You need to look for people to be involved as well. And we also categorize the involvement starting from limited involvement, where you only kind of invite participants to tell their story kind of setting that is involving patients, but it's not everything that you can do with patients. And on the side of the managing of conflicts of interest, we talked about the fact that actually there are great examples of doing so, again, from Canada and States, but also from Europe. And that the industry also advanced the way that they approach everything in the context of working closely with the patient advocacy groups. So again, like a positive change that we observe as well in this context. And we also looked at the fact that what are the same tools that we use to manage conflict of interest that might appear when we talk about the relationships between the pharmaceutical industry and healthcare professionals can be applied to managing the conflicts of interest that might appear between the patients and the industry. So that was kind of the main takeaways. We all agreed that it's extremely important and valuable to involve patients, and that's the way to go really. But there are challenges around that should be addressed.
Thank you very much, Marcin, for a great overview. And yeah, it's so interesting. We're seeing this in Europe more and more. The patient voice is incredibly important across all these aspects, educational design, and actually it would be good to see this also included within our European CME space as well.